This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, hello, all. Welcome to the next session on SAP ABAP. In the last class, we have discussed about, not in the last class, we have started exactly for tomorrow, it will be the 1 month. But in this 1 month, we have discussed about a lot of concepts and also we have learned a lot of things. What exactly the software, what is ERP, and what is the SAP? And SAP stands for Systems, Applications, and Products in Data Processing. And SAP is the one of the major software in the world for all the huge organization, all the big companies. So it's one of the big organization, and the market share is almost 45% of the share in the worldwide, guys, the SAP software. And we have almost 45,000 customers in the world. 45,000 companies are implementing the SAP, and in that 4,000 companies are implementing. In the recent product of SAP is S4HANA. 4,000 companies are implementing the S4HANA, but still we have 40,000 customers which are we are going to implement the S4HANA. So next 5 years, guys, there is a lot of boom in the S4HANA, and all your SAP system is built upon based on ABAP programming language. So ABAP stands for Advanced Business Application Programming Language. It's a business application programming language. It's a fourth generation programming language. It's like an English like language. It's very simple, but what you have to do is you have to learn properly the ABAP programming language. Then it will be very easy, and everybody can build the ABAP programs. Just you have to put efforts from your side, and also you need to practice on daily basis, and you should be having some little business knowledge. Then it will be very easy, guys. Everybody can develop ABCD. Anybody can develop, guys. That's the name, ABAP. And in the ABAP, we have seen some of the thumb rules and what exactly the ERP and history of the ERP. And so SAP is going to support almost 64 plus modules and 26 LOBs. You know, right? LOB means it's in a line of business like manufacturing and telecommunication and healthcare, pharma, like this real estate. Okay, there are different kind of modules we have, and also we have seen the one of the business process, what exactly the sales, and also we have seen the architecture, the client server architecture. So what exactly the client and what is the server? And server is then a combination of your application layer and database layer, and client is nothing but so how you will access any application. If it is a web application, you are going to access from the browsers. If it is an SAP applications, you are going to access by using SAP GUI, graphical user interface, guys. And so we have seen the architecture, and SAP also we have a different kind of architecture, that is in a presentation layer, application layer, and database layer. And application presentation layer is nothing but SAP GUI, and the application layer where you will run all your ABAP objects. All your ABAP objects will run on the application layer. Application layer will be installed on top of your RAM. And the database layer, we are going to install the database on top of your hard disk. So all the data will be stored in the database in a tabular format. So to manage all your database, so in SAP the concept is called SE11. The data dictionary is the concept, and where we can define the tables, and we can enter the data into the database tables, and also we can retrieve the data from the database tables. And we have different kind of tools in the database. We have SE11 for the data dictionary, SE16 for the data browser, and SE16N for the data browser enjoy transaction, which is an advanced version of the data browser. And we have SM30. If you maintain a table maintenance generator for a table, so we can maintain the data in the SM30, guys. That's the data dictionary concept. And we have domain, data element, and domain provides a technical characteristics of a field, and data element provides a field description of a field. And in the data element level, we can maintain the documentation, and we can maintain the um, uh, we have a lot of things we can maintain data elements. Was we not yet covered that, we will explain that later. And we have seen the what exactly the primary key and foreign key. What exactly the primary key? It is a key or combination of sorry, it is in a column or a combination of columns which are unique and not null. That's a primary key. That means we can maintain only one unique record for that particular key field, guys. So you cannot maintain a duplicate records for that primary key field. And also we have a foreign key relationship, so which provides a relation between the two database tables. And if you want to maintain a foreign key relationship, so the field the field which is there in the check table, that should be in a primary key field. And also the domain name of the check table field should be equal to the domain name of the foreign key field in the foreign key table. So if you maintain a foreign key relationship, so we have in a check table, if the data exists in the check table, when you try to maintain the data in the foreign key table, if the data exists in the check table, then only it will allow, the system will allow to enter the data into database table. Otherwise the system doesn't allow the data into the database table. So that's what the foreign key relationship that we have seen. And also we have seen in the data dictionary foreign key and table maintenance generator. And if you want to maintain a table maintenance generator with 5 fields, yes, I maintain the 5 fields with the table maintenance generator. After some time, if you want to add some fields to the table, and the newly added fields will not reflect into your table maintenance view SM30. So if you want to reflect them, and you need to regenerate the table maintenance generator, and we can create a field without a data element by using predefined type. But the problem is, so you will not get any field descriptions in the SM30. Not only in SM30, wherever you use that field, you will not get any field description. And also uh, structures and master data and transactional data. Master data is rarely changed data, transactional data is in a frequently changed data, guys. This is in a database level concepts which we have discussed. In the processing logic point of view, so we have different kind of uh, if you want to develop any program, so you should be knowing of the concepts of input and processing logic and output and database. So we talked about the database. Now how can you define, and so what are the database attributes and parameters. And if you want to fetch the data from database from the program, so you need to write in a SQL queries, select queries, DQL, data query language. We have different kind of select statements that we have discussed in our class. And if you want to select the data from single table, and we have select star from database table into work area, append the data from work area to the internal table, and end select, but which is not a good statement. Why? Because you are hitting the database multiple times. If you store the data while selecting, if you store in the work area, so every time it will hit the database, so which is not a good. So for that reason, you need to directly send the data into the internal table by using additional keyword table statement. So we can directly send the data into the database table. And that's an second kind of select statement, and which will give good performance compared to the previous statement which I have talked about. But even in the second select statement which I am talking about select star, but which is not good, because we are going to use some of the fields from the database table, but we are selecting all the data from the database table, and which is not good. So we are going to use select specific fields from the database table and send it to the internal table. This is the best way of writing the select query while fetching the data from the database if you have any multiple records. And the fourth kind of select statement is, suppose you have an internal table which is having multiple fields, but you are selecting some of the fields from the database, then your selection field which is not matched with the, not compatible with the internal table fields, then we are going to use an into corresponding fields of table. And select count star, if you want to calculate a number of records while fetching the data from database, we are going to use a select count star. But read table is different here. Read table is related to the internal table. Don't mix up with this and that. That is to calculate a number of records in the internal table, but this is to calculate a number of records in the database level, guys. And select single star, if you want to read single record from the database table, we are going to use select single star, and it will read only single record from the database table, guys. And suppose I have a multiple tables in program, we will not be handling only the data from the single database table. If you want to fetch the data from multiple database tables, we are going to use an inner joins. So in the joins we have types of joins: inner join and left outer join and right outer join, and for all entries. Inner join mathematics, so it is going to fetch the common data between the two database tables. It is an intersection of the two database tables. Inner join, whenever you write an inner join, when you are handling with multiple database tables, you need to use prefix table name to the field. Why? Because I'm selecting the data from two database tables. So system should know from which table I need to fetch this field. That's why we are going to have a prefix database table, and the symbol which you need to use is tilde is in a symbol, so to differentiate the field and the database table, guys. That's an inner join. And next we have a left outer join which will fetch the common data between the two database tables and left hand side data, and as well as it will fetch the left hand side table data, guys. That's on a left outer join, simple inner join and left outer join, same, only the syntax will change. Instead of inner join, you are going to write on a left outer join, and right outer join, which is going to fetch the common data as well as the right hand side table data. That's on a outer join. Then the next most important thing is the for all entries. If you want to fetch the data from uh, second database table based on the internal table data, if you want to fetch the data from another table data, we are going to use an for all entries. So whenever you use an it works like an left outer join, and for all entries, whenever you use the for all entries, we must check the first internal table whether it is an empty or not. Okay, if it is empty, it is going to fetch all the data from the second database table, guys. That's an for all entries. We heavily use this for all entries in the next statements. In the next, see, I checked here. So if the see, I am fetching the data from first database table and storing the data in the internal table. And based on the internal table, you need to fetch the data from another database table. So you must check whether the data is exist in the first internal table or not. If exist, then only fetch the data by using for all entries. So if you don't check it, what will happen? So what will happen is, if there is no data in this internal table, if it is empty, it will fetch all the data from this database table, guys. That's a name for all entries behavior. Very, very important. Every interview they may ask this question, guys. And that's a name for all entries. And guys, suppose I have any data in multiple internal tables. Suppose if I want to display the data from the multiple internal tables, so we have to do a formula, guys. A plus B equal to C. Suppose I have a data in one internal table A, I have a data in another internal table B. So in that case, I need to prepare a final internal table to display the data. So C is my final internal table, and move the data from A and move the data from B and store the data in the C and loop the C internal table. You see, I have did here. I have a sales data, I have a customer data. I combined these two tables, internal tables data, and I have stored the data in the final internal table GT underscore sales. And we are going to use heavily this, no problem. Maybe some other people absent in the last class, maybe will repeat, not repeat every program. We are going to do this operation, guys, not repeating. So without this, you cannot build any program. Definitely we are going to handle multiple database tables in a single program, guys. And that's an uh, select statements with multiple database tables. And also we have seen data objects, guys. Suppose, so we have an architecture, SAP presentation layer and the application layer and the database layer. So whenever you run an ABAP program, the program will execute in the application layer. But whenever you execute in a program, so what is the programs are meant for? So for the data processing, right? So we are going to do in a data processing. Whenever you do the in a data processing, you must store your data in a one memory area. So for that, if you want to get in a memory area, we need to have a data objects. So we have different kind of data objects. One is the variable and another one is the work area and another one is the internal table. Variable will hold single field, single value, and work area will hold multiple fields with a single record, but the internal table will hold the multiple fields with a multiple records. So how do you assign the values to the variable and work area and internal table? So for the variable, directly you can do x equal to 5. You have to define x. So what is the type of the x, whether it is an integer or whether it is a character, whether it is a string, whether it is an x string, whether it is a date, whether it is a time. So what kind of field it is. So the data objects you need to define with the data type. But we are not only handling with the single fields and single values, but we are going to handle the data with the multiple fields and multiple values. And if you want to have a user defined data types for the multiple fields, we are going to use a types. So in the types, we are going to define what are the fields we want, the multiple fields. Then we are going to create a data object. So the data, the work area type, the types, and the internal table type table of a types, guys. That's a work area and internal table. But how can you assign the values to the work area? Just work area hyphen field name and equal to the assign the value, and work area second field name equal assign the value. And the internal table, you cannot directly assign the field values to the internal table. Itab hyphen field one equal to some value, but which is not possible. And if you want to assign the values to the internal table, we are going to assign the values by using internal table operations. So we have different kind of internal table operations. So the internal table operations, we have append. So with the append, we are going to append the data from work area to the internal table, but always the append will append the data in the last record. And if you want to insert some record at particular position, and we are going to use an insert operation, insert with the index operation, then we have a sort. If you want to sequence the data by ascending and descending, we are going to use a sort statement. And if you want to move the data from work area to the work area, or if you want to move the data from internal table to the internal table, if you want to move the data from variable to the variable, we are going to use a move statement. Suppose your internal table, there are two internal tables. The two internal table reference is not exactly matching. That means I have a 4 fields in one internal table and 6 fields in another internal table. If there is a mismatch, then we are going to use a move corresponding statement, guys. Then modify. Suppose if you want to modify some value, I have a record, existing record. The existing record, I need to suppose there is a price for the sales order. If you want to calculate the GST, and you need to add the GST to the original price, and you are modifying the value with the GST. So if you want to update that value in the internal table, we are going to use a modify statement. Then most important is the loop, guys. Very important. We have different kind of loops. One is the conditional loop and another one is the unconditional loop. Conditional loop, we have while, and the psi index is the system variable which will hold the current loop pass value in the while. And also we have the unconditional loop. One is the do and do, and another one is the loop and loop. And do and end loop and loop. And we have in a system, sorry, do and do also we have in a system variable. Psi index is the system variable which will hold the current loop pass value. But in the loop and loop, the system variable is the psi tabix which will hold the current loop pass value. Even psi tabix will work in the read table as well. Suppose I am reading in a value in the by using read table statement. What is exactly the read table? With the read table, we can read the single record from the internal table, guys. So that's a read table. But whenever you use a read table, you need to use a binary search. So then only it will give the read optimization is more, the read performance is more. So which works with the binary algorithm. What exactly the binary algorithm? It will off the number of records into the two parts, and also again it will search record the, and again the two parts it will often cut into the again two parts. Like this it will bifurcate until it finds the record. Once the record finds, the another search algorithms will be stopped. That's a binary search, binary algorithm, which gives a good performance whenever you read the record from the internal table by using a read table. And that's a read table concept. And we have seen delete, just delete the record by using where condition. And delete, you can delete with the index. Suppose there is a 10th record, if you want to delete by using index, you can delete the record. And the describe table, if you want to calculate a number of records in the internal table, we are going to use the describe table. And also if you want to remove total data from the internal table or work area or variable, we are going to use the removing statement, which are clear, refresh and free. Clear works, it will remove the data from work area, it will remove the data from variable, it will remove the data from the internal table. But refresh will remove the data only from the internal table. The next statement is the free, and free will remove the data as well as the remove the memory of your data object, guys. That's a free statement which we have discussed. And loops and read and all this we have discussed. And conditional statements, we have if and case and case. So case is good in terms of the readability, in terms of the performance compared to the if else, if else, if else, if else, if else, and if. Okay, case is very good. When you want to implement multiple conditions, always try to use a case instead of a read. And next one is the data dictionary. We have already covered, we have repeated. It's a recap. Okay, yeah, no problem. So then we have the concept called reporting, guys. In the reporting means that display the data in a user required format. We call it as a reporting. And there are two types of report. One is the classical reporting and another one is the interactive reporting. In the reporting, we have different kind of events. One is the classical reporting events, and another one is the interactive reporting events. In the classical reporting events, we have initialization and at selection screen on field, start of selection, end of selection, top of page, end of page, and at selection screen on value request, at selection screen on help request, at selection screen output, most important. And guys, so what exactly the event, how it will be triggered? So the events are triggered. So if you see this picture, that's it. So we can talk about all the events, guys. One picture, and see, this is my input and processing logic, output and database. So before selection screen display, a initialization event will be triggered. We can default the values by using initialization event. And after entering the values in the input, the at selection screen event will be triggered. We can validate the selection screen field values in the at selection screen field. And also at selection screen, but it is in a generic event which will impact, which will be applicable for all the selection screen fields in a selection screen. But if you want to validate the particular field on the selection screen, we are going to use at selection screen on field, guys. And we have, suppose whenever you do F4, a event will be triggered. That's an S selection screen on value request. And whenever you do an F1 on a selection screen field, the event which will be triggered is at selection screen on help request. And guys, whenever you want to do any um, uh, dynamic things on a selection screen, based on some selection you need to modify the selection screen things, then we are going to use an event called at selection screen output, and which triggers before selection screen display and after selection screen display. And if you want to do the modifications on the selection screen, you need to loop at screen and end loop. And in the screen we have different kind of fields: active, 1 means you can active the field, 0 means you will deactivate the field. And also we have input 1 means you can enter the value in the input, 0 means you cannot enter the value in the input. And invisible means it works like a password like field, so you will enter the value but you cannot see the value, guys. That's an invisible. And also we have a group field. Suppose if you want to do this, we need to have a modified, so the modified will be stored in the group field, guys. That's an at selection screen. And also, guys, even just developing the report and just getting the output in a report is not only sufficient. As a developer, always you have to think in a negative way, guys. So when there is no data, what I need to do? When there is no data, what I need to do? Whenever the user enters wrong value, what I need to do? So you have to do a validation. You need to raise a log messages. So the log messages we are going to do with the message class concept. So the message class we are going to create in the SE91. And the messages, we have different kind of messages. One is the success and error and warning and abandon and exit. These are all the different kind of messages we are going to see. And if you want to raise the message, the message name and type, whether it is an error or whether it is a success or whether it is a warning, or else you can write. So writing the message in a program level, which is not good. You have to maintain the message in the message class SE91, guys. That's a thing. And go back to the reporting. We have the classical reporting, just display the data on a first list, that we call it as a classical reporting. And interactive reporting, display the data in a detailed data in a secondary list, we call it an interactive reporting. And we have that special events for the interactive reporting. One is the outline selection. Whenever you click on a record, so that time the outline selection event will be triggered. But whenever you want to click on a push buttons, the at user command will be triggered. And whenever you click on line, so there are three ways to capture the record, the clicked on record. The first one is siLisel is the system variable, and we need to use an offset functionality. Then second one is the get cursor field and get cursor field value. That statement we have to use to capture weight on which field you clicked on it and which value you clicked on it. And the next statement is a hide, and you can hide the area wherever you click on it. Three ways you can capture the records. And whenever you click on a record, but whenever you click on a push buttons, exactly, the push buttons are designed in a menu painter. The transaction code is the SE41. And the SE41, for every push button we are going to assign the function codes. Whenever you click on a push button, the push button value, the function code value will be stored in the system variable SciUcom, guys. That's the uh, at user command. Whenever you click on push button, the at user command will be triggered. Then, guys, we have different kind of interactive reporting. When you click on a list, always it goes to the next list. And when you click on second list, it goes to the secondary list. Next list, it goes to a thirdly list. Like this, we have 20 maximum secondary list and one primary list. Total, the 21 list we have in the SAP ABAP. And so every list, how can you identify is by using the system variable sci ls ind. So based on sci ls ind, we are going to see the uh, things. And hotspot provides a hand symbol, and we have seen, we have implemented checkboxes and radio buttons in the selection screen by using parameters, guys. So that's all the recap of the session which we have discussed in the last 1 month, guys. So exactly it takes half an hour time to recap what we have discussed in the last 1 month. And today, so the next fundamental is the control break statements, guys. So the last fundamentals. So we are going to talk about the control break statements in today's class. So which I forgot to explain this control. This is also very important, guys. Control break statements are events. So you can call both, guys. If anyone asks, control break events or control break statements, both are same. Control break statements or control break events. So control B. So normally I have some records like this: order, value, price, material, currency. This is my sales order. It's my price. It's my material. It's my currency. CURRENC. Currency, guys. Order 100 and value is some 55,000, and material is iPhone, and currency is INR. And also I have one more order, and maybe it's an a 500, it's an a case, it's an INR. And I have another order which is in a 600 rupees. I have a screen guard which is in a INR. This is my one, and 1001, and which is in a 30,000, and it's in a Samsung, and which is in a INR. It's in a 102, and it's in a Vivo, and it's in a, sorry, it's in a 35,000. It's in a Vivo, and it's in a INR. And 101, and 101, it's in a 800, and which is in a case, so then INR. And also 102, and I have a screen guard, okay, and sorry, value, the price is, okay, some 600, and your screen guard, okay, the price is INR. And I have, so we have 101, and it's 300, and Samsung screen guard, it's an INR, okay, and 102, 102, some 400, and Vivo case, and which is so this is my internal table data, guys. This is my internal table data. So whenever I do a reporting, I need to give a business user. So I don't display like this case. In the summary data, I will display, in summary, I display only the summarized value. But in the detailed information, when I click on 100, okay, it should display all the items related to the 100 order. Okay, how can you do that? How can you do this case? So I want only the summarized value in the first list, in the basic list, I need the another values, the detailed values. When I click on 100, it should display only the items related to the 100. Okay. So if I want to do that, what I need to do normally for the 100, what I need to do? So maybe I will do in a price calculation and I am going to display the price value, right? So how can you do that? Tell me logic. So normally how you can do that? Suppose I want a report. hmm, I want a report like this. New slide. My report should contain like this. So it's my order, price, and okay, material leave it, and currency. That's it. I don't show the material as well here because material is not required here. Delete rows. Delete columns. Huh? Where is the delete column? Delete columns. Okay. So how can you do this? So maybe normally 100 I will display like this to the business user. 55,000 plus 500, 55,500 and 56,100. So my report should display like this: 56,100 and INR. So one for one order the value is 56,100, right? And also for the second order, what is the order actually? Eh? 101, guys. 101, 30,000, 101, 8,000, 30,800 and 31,100, 31,100. Okay, it's in a 101 and 31,100. It's an INR. The next one is insert rows below and 102 and 102, 35,000, 35,600, 36, 36,000. It's a 36,000. It's an INR. So this is my first report, basic list. When I click on 100 in the second report, it should show the 100, 100, 100 and the details related to the 100, guys. This is my requirement. This we are going to how we can do it, guys. So so to provide a summarized value, guys, so what you need to do, what logic you need to implement? Can anybody give me the logic? So how can I do, how can I do that? How can I do that? So I have the data in the internal table. Definitely what you need to do, you have to loop, uh, right? So what you can do, I will go here. So I have the data in it's my sales, guys, GT underscore sales, which is in a first internal table. Okay. Normally what I will do in the data. So first loop at GT underscore sales into GS underscore sales and loop. Okay. So what I will do is first I will take the order, guys, because so what I need to do is whenever the next order comes, maybe I will loop the internal table and I am going to calculate the value. So like this, calculate the value first. Okay. First, what I will do is side tab x, which is equal to side tab x, which is equal to 1. That means if it is in a first record, okay, and take the value gv underscore order. Take the first order. My first order is gs underscore sales hyphen SORDER. So first I am going to take the value, guys. Take this value. Okay. Then I will check if psi, and also, guys, if it is in a first order, I am going to do in a GV total, and which is equal to the GV underscore total plus my sales price value. So what I am doing here, so first I have a declared one variable. Okay, first time it will come here and it will add the value. First order value, the order value is 55,000. The order value is 55,000. So I am going to declare one to calculate the total price for the order. So I am doing in a sum, guys. GV underscore total and plus GS underscore sales hyphen, it's in a price. Okay, first time only the price 55,000 is added for the first record. But else, if it is not a first record, if it is not a first record, what I will do? I will check the condition if GV underscore ORDER, which is equal to the current order or not, which is equal to the current order or not. Okay, if it is equal, that means if it is, I will come here. So guys, first time it will save this order number in the GV underscore order, and the value I will calculate total equal to total plus 55,000. Total is always 0. Initially it is 0. 0 plus 55,000, 55,000. When it comes to the next loop, next record, is the site tab is equal to 1? No. It goes to the else condition. Else condition, I will check whether the previous record order equal to the this order or not. If it is same, what I will do, I will sum up this. Sum this value 5,000 and to the 55,000. Again, I do my value. My value, where is the my value? Here, GV underscore total. And again, I do in a sum. So if it is same, I will do in a sum. Okay, it will sum up the value, guys, and it adds 500 rupees. It's now it becomes a 55,500. Again, it goes to the next loop and it will check, is it site abx equal to 1? No, site abx equal to 3, and it goes to the else part, and then it is going to add up the value, guys. Maybe instead of explaining in PPT, and I will explain in the debug in the program. I will build then a program for this case first, because if you understand this logical thing, this is a, so go to the control break statements are very important, because it handles with a totally logical analytical skills. And go to here. SE 38. So we are going to write in a control break statements. Control break statements create. So guys, I want an internal table with those fields. What I need to do first, types, and begin off ty underscore sales, and here I am going to use SORD. Guys, I will use the fields, you know, right? What is the field? VBLN, and type, which is equal to the VBALN underscore VA, and you know the fields. And next one is the price, NETWR, and which is a type of NETWR underscore AP. And next one is what I told, product, MATNR, uh, maybe item, POSNR, and which is a type of POSNR underscore VA. And MAT. Check the VBAC table. You are going to get all the data elements, guys. MAT NR, which is an MAT NR, currency WAERK, and which is a type of WAERK. So these are the fields in the VBAC table, and end of TY underscore sales, and start of selection. And I do not have any input, and just I'm going to declare. Always declarations are before start of selection data, and GT underscore sales, which is in a type table of TY underscore sales, and GS underscore sales, which is in a type of TY underscore sales. This is my internal table. Set Ready Printer, do the syntax check, and you can see TY underscore sales, guys. Okay, do the syntax check, and that's it. And guys, I need to pass the values to the internal table. I'm not using any select now. Just so in the initially we learned, right, in the internal table operations, how can you pass this data to the internal table? By using internal table operations. First, I need to move the data to the work area. From the work area, I need to pass the data to the internal table, guys. And go to the work area and hyphen, sorry, what is the work area here? GS underscore sales and hyphen my order VBELN, which is equal to the 100, which is equal to the 100, and GS underscore sales and hyphen. Next one is the price, and NATWR, which is equal to the 55,000, and GS underscore sales and hyphen, which is equal to the material MATNR, which is equal to the hyphen. Okay, then and GS underscore sales hyphen currency WAERK, and which is equal to the INR. So now I have the data in the work area. So you need to move the data from work area, that is GS underscore sales, to the GT underscore sales. And this is one record, and do this same code for the all the record. Control V. And next one is the 100, and price is 500, 500, and this is an case, and which is an INR. And next order is the 600, and okay guys, it's an iPhone case. It's iCall, it's I case. And next one is the I screen guard shortcuts. Okay, it's an 600, correct, which is an 600. And copy these three, Control C and Control V. Next one is the Samsung, but order value is 101, and value is 30,000. It's an Samsung, and this is the one. And next one is 102, guys, because I need to, I have a flow. So 102, and which is an which is an 35 35,000, and I have an Vivo. Okay, so Samsung, yeah, it's a 102. Okay, okay, we'll do like this. Control X, Control V. So next one is I go to the 101 again back, and 101, and 35,800, 800, and Metnar is the case. Which case this is? 101 Samsung case. Yes, case and INR. Next, that's it. And Control C and Control V. And here the next one is the case is done. Vivo SG 102, 102. It's an 600, and next one is Vivo SG, and the next thing is Samsung SG, and go to the 101, Go to the 101 and the value is 300 and it's in the Samsung SG and Vivo case. Vivo is 102. So the 102. See guys, one if you prepare one, it will be easy. The remaining things 400, 400, and it's in a Vivo case. Vivo case. So this is my data in the internal table which I have appended. Okay, right? Then what I told, if you want to calculate, loop at internal table GT underscore sales into GS underscore sales and loop. And for what I told, first record if psi hyphen tab x and which is equal to the 1 and end if and first record take the order guys GB underscore VBLN. Order is VBLN which is equal to the GS underscore sales hyphen VBLN. Because comparison purpose I need to take this value guys. Okay. So then also calculate the total value, total or sum GV underscore sum which is equal to GV underscore sum plus of GS underscore sales hyphen NETWR. This is a price value. NETWR is a price. So first time I calculate this guys. Then if site habits for all other records, second records, check whether your order which is equal to the previous order or not. GV underscore VBLN which is equal to the GS underscore sales hyphen VBLN. Current VBLN which is equal to the previous VBLN or not. If it is same, do the sum. If it is same, do the sum. But if it is not same, that means the new order comes up. The new order comes up. Take this value. Take this value. And clear the previous order total value. GV underscore sum. Because the previous value, which is calculated in GV underscore sum, I don't want that order total value. Remove that value and assign the new value where GV sum, clear it and start calculating the summing up the value again GV underscore sum and plus GS underscore sales hyphen NETWR. So why? Because guys, see, I will check whether it is same or not. Second, I will check same or not. Third, I will check same or not. But fourth record 101, which is not same. That means whatever I calculated, this plus this, I need to remove and I need to start the calculation from the start for the order 101, right? So the same thing I did. So I clear the value. Again, I started calculating the value. So that's the logic which we need to do it, guys. Okay, which we need to do it. Where I need to do this? Oh, okay. I did here. That's what you are thinking. Okay. So I need to write the code in the else part. This. Okay, pretty printer. If same, okay, add to the existing one. If not same, clear the value and add the value. This is what which I need to do it. Now it's okay. So we have the value and maybe guys. So again, if you want to output this normally, what we are going to do normally, what you have to do. Hmm, very difficult guys now. So I have to display only okay when I need to display the data. See, I want only the data which I need to display. The summed value I need to display is where I have to display, when I have to display. Yeah? So submit and I need to know when that record is ended. So maybe I will do here. Okay. So whenever the record is ended, maybe whenever the new record comes, okay, and print the values. So right. This is only the new record coming, right? So when this is not equal to means the new record is coming up. Whenever the new record is coming up, and So I am going to display the data, guys. GS underscore sales hyphen VBE LN and GS underscore sales hyphen NE, sorry, price, the total price I need to do in a GV underscore sum and currency GS underscore sales hyphen WAERK. Okay, save. We'll do the debugging, no problem. Do the syntax check. VBLN is unknown. What is the error, guys? VBLN is unknown. You have to declare the data objects. So what you need to do? Why you are so silent? VBLN, nothing else. Type VBLN underscore VA and what is one more error? Sum. So sum is type of amount. You have to declare with the amount field sum, right? So it's in a type of amount. So whenever you pass the amount, even the target should be also in a amount field, GV underscore sum, which is in a type of NETWR underscore AP, because you are doing in a sum on the NETWR field and you have to do in a NETWR, guys. Save and pretty printer and do the syntax check. And maybe here I am going to write the values. I am doing this, guys. So we'll do the things, guys. Now put the breakpoint directly on the loop, because you know already how exactly it will work. So simple. So this value will be assigned to the work area field VBLN. This value will be assigned to the price. This value will be assigned to the material. This value will be assigned to this field. And we have the data in the work area. So with the append, we are transferring the data from work area to the internal table. Same operation for all other records and the same functionality from here. So we have some records in the internal table. We are processing the records. We are calculating the amount, guys. So do this and execute. See, we have how many records? 9 records, guys. So first one, loop it. Site x equal to 1 for the first record. And when it is in a first record, see, check, click on VBLN, click on sum. See, VBLN initially is 0 and also sum also value initially 0. So why? Because it's in a backward decimal, the initial value is 0.00. Since it is in a currency, so you will get in a decimals as well, guys. And F5, yes, my order value is assigned. So you can see the value. So you can see execute, you can see the value 100 and the value of NETWR 55,000. 55,000 plus initial value 0. Now the value is GV underscore sum equal to how much? 55,000. First record. Yes, good. It goes here. Next it goes to the second record. Site tab x equal to 2. See, guys, site tab x equal to the 2. And when it is in a 2, it will goes to the else. In the else, I will check whether this order is equal to previous order or not. So previous order is 100. My current order is also in a 100. Okay, 100 equal to 100. It goes here and it will sum. The current value is the 500 rupees. The previous value is the 55,000. So calculate this 55,500, guys, the total sum. Okay, good. And I will go back again. And next record, the third record. And third record is a name. See, third record, and I will check when site tab is equal to the uh, third, it goes to the else condition because it's not true. It's not site tab is equal to 1. It goes to the else. Again, it will check whether this order equal to the current order or previous order or not. Yes, the same. When it is same, it goes here. It will add the value. Now you can see 56,100 rupees. And it goes here. And next it goes to the next and fourth. And fourth the order is 101, guys. Fourth the order is 101. Fourth order is 101, but which is not equal to the previous order. So that means system will consider it's in a new record. So it goes here and see, is this order equal to the previous order? No, it goes to the else statement. In the else statement, I am going to print yes, my total order value and order total value. After you print, because is it required GV sum? No, because you are going to the new order. So whenever it is in a new order, and guys, GV underscore sum and clear the gv underscore sum and calculate again, start calculating gv underscore sum equal to the 300 guys. But see guys, even the old order still it is appearing. You need to clear the old order, again you need to assign the new order as well guys. Why? Because it's in a new order, and that's the bug I need to handle guys. So come back, and when it is else, when it is in a new order, clear the sum and assign the order, new order also to the gv underscore this order, because I need to check in the future guys. gt underscore sorry, gs underscore sales hyphen vbe ln. So this is my bug. I need to assign the, see guys, in the debugging only we can find the bugs. This kind of logical things you cannot guys. So even Google also will not help you out. So even this will be identified only in the debugging. If you ask for Google, they don't give any answer for this. Okay. So this is the logical and analytical and debugging skills. You cannot get any help from anyone guys. So it's not at all possible. So you have to debug and you need to implement. You should be strong in the fundamentals. See, I'm doing all the things with the fundamentals guys. So site apex is a fundamental. Assigning the value is a fundamental. Calculating arithmetic operation is a fundamental. If and else, if else is a fundamental. Right statement is a fundamental. Everything, just I am applying the fundamentals. I am controlling the program guys. So fundamentals are very, very important. So now we'll do this. And again, I do the debugging. So debugging. So maybe what I will do. So whenever the first record ends, that means I put on a breakpoint here. Sorry. I put on a C breakpoint here. Yeah, right. So it comes here. So it is an a site apex equal to the fourth record. I came directly guys. So come here, and it is displaying the 100 output, and next record I am passing to the record I am passing to the gv underscore order. Calculate the new value for the 101 guys. The gv sum is now new value. Come back and see here, and it goes to here. Okay, it's not okay. Oh, even I put an immediate order, so 101 and 102 guys. But 102 comes again, 101 comes, 102 comes, 101 comes, 102 comes, 101 comes. So what I need to do guys, if this is the case, if you have the data in this way, what you need to do? Perfect. Always guys. So whenever you do any arithmetic operations, please do the sort first. Okay. Then apply your arithmetic operations. That's why intentionally I have given this sequence. Okay, you should not do this kind of operations over here guys. So one more bug is what you need to do. You have to do an sort before applying the arithmetic operations. You must do an sort. So sort gt underscore sales by vbe ln. Do it by vbe ln. Pretty printer. Do the syntax check. gt underscore sales. Do the syntax check and activate. Now again execute. Again execute. Shut. So guys, it is displayed 101 and 102. Why it's not displaying the 103? Why it is not displaying the 103? Can anybody tell? So we'll do fastly debugging. Okay, so I will put an a here guys breakpoint. Always I put an a else condition. So maybe, so first you see the records. So my record is, I sorted my records, and 101 and 101, 101, 102, 102, 102 guys. Guys, if I want to do the loop, okay, how many times I need to loop? 9. And if I want to come to the last record, how many times I need to do in a loop? 8 times I need to loop, or else, okay, I will come to the last record, 1 or 2, seventh record. You need to do in a 7 loops, right? So, but I need to come directly to here, guys, in the loop. So breakpoint doesn't work inside the loop. Inside the loop, if I put every time, it will loop it. But directly, I need to skip all these records. Directly, I have to come to the 7th record. 7th record, I need to set in a breakpoint. What I need to set it? Perfect answer, guys. So very good. So I am going to set in a watch point, guys. Even I set an a watch, delete the breakpoint inside the loop always. Whenever you set an a watch point, you should not be having a breakpoint inside the loop. That means what it will do inside the loop means every record that code will execute. So when you execute it, every time the breakpoint stops. So whenever you put an a watch point, delete the breakpoint inside the loop, inside loop, and double click, it goes end loop. Never put an a breakpoint inside the loop whenever you put an a watch point. So this time I'm going to put an a watch point for this. Click on for this, guys. For this, always the order value will be stored in the work area and here, and go to the breakpoints, create an a watch point. See, this is my, see, the variable comes over here, guys. So when the value which is equal to the what is the value? Huh? 102. When the value equal to 102, okay, stop. Breakpoint was created. So see, guys, the watch point is created. So now, see, normally it will loop one by one, right? But what I need to do is execute it. It goes to the particular loop, guys. Execute. See, guys, site avix equal to 7. See, site avix equal to, at what record it is there? Go to the internal table and see the records. See, so the 102 is there at 7th record, guys. All the 6 loops are executed and you comes to the exactly that point. Suppose if you have 20,000 records, suppose your record is there at 19,000, so it will execute all 18,999 loops and it will come to the 19,000th record, guys. That's the beauty of the watch point. So always, if you want to go, if you want to debug based on the particular value, we are going to use a watch point in the debugging mode, guys. Debugging is a never ending concept. Every program we see the debugging, and now you can see the last record. So maybe last record 102. So it will store the value in the 102 and it will calculate the sum. Again it goes back. The next record also 102, and if it is in a 102, it will calculate the sum. And again it goes to here and it will calculate equal to same. My site abx equal to 9. So my record is are ended, guys. So if the next record is there, then it goes to the else condition with another condition 1 or 3. But I do not have any next record. So the loop is completed. So it is not writing the data into outside, guys. So what I need to do, if I want to print here, what I need to do, if I want to consider the last record, because my condition comes here, here also I need to do um, write statement, guys. In the last record, if it is in a last record, I need to do a write statement. So what I need to do, so tell me logically in this case what I have to do. If it is in a last record, what I have to do? How do you know whether it is in a last record or not? Cytabix 9. How the system knows? If Cytabix equal to 9, but how do you know the 9? How do you know the 9? How do you know how many records are there? Here you passed it, you know it, but dynamically you don't know. Sometimes you get 9 records, sometimes you get 10 records, sometimes you get 20 records. How do you know? Huh? Perfect. You need to describe table gt underscore sales lines gv underscore lines. So calculate how many records are in the internal table. So guys, when if psi hyphen tabix, guys, whenever it is in a last record, it doesn't go in the else condition. Why? Because so it will, if it is in a same, then only we need to write the equal. If it is equal to gv underscore lines, and if just to print the data, no need to clear nothing because it's a last record. Why I need to have this logic? This logic is not required. Just to print the data on the output. Pretty printer, do the syntax check. gv underscore lines is unknown, and go to the here and apply the uh, gv underscore lines and type integer, guys, and pretty printer, do the syntax check, and activate, and see, guys, 102 100, where is 100 is 100. Is there any clear which is applied? Huh? No, no, no. First, it should display 100, 101, 102. Okay, again I do the debugging, guys. See, so describe table. My total records are 9 records. Fine. Sort it. And first loop, site apex equal to 1. Take the initial values and calculate the initial order. And it goes to the second and site apex equal to else condition and calculate the value and calculate it and gb underscore vbln gb underscore vbln. And next record, third record, and which is equal, yes, my total value is this and order is this, and goes back. The next order is 101, guys. The next order is 101. Yes, the value is there, but where is the other values? So previous order also I need to, the other things also I need to print it, guys. Maybe you need to print it instead of this, you need to print on a gv underscore order. gv underscore order, everything, guys. But there is a lot of logic you are handling, guys. See, so if you want to do this kind of report, so lot of logic you are handling, guys. So you are doing lot of, you are controlling the lot of logic, but I don't want this kind of logic, guys. It's not a control break statements. So see, I'm explaining the complexity. So you have to apply a lot of logical things on this when you want to do this kind of things, guys. So I don't prefer this kind of logic. So when you want to do this, so see, handling everything is difficult. You are getting a lot of bugs, right? So I don't do this. I don't do this logic, guys. See, instead of this, I comment this code. I don't want this logic. Okay. So for the first record, guys, if you want to do something on the first record, so a event is triggered. For all the first record, there are some events in the control break. The control break events are, one is the yet first. Okay, it will be triggered. It will be triggered for the first record of the internal table. Guys, whenever you write an at first, you need to write always end at, guys. Like if and if, at first and at. Okay, this is the syntax. Okay, if you want to write something inside the here, you need to write in a logic. The definition is here, guys. So maybe the definition is here at first and at. This is my logic, guys. This is my one event at first and in the same way, guys. If you want to find out the last record, so for the last record, what you did, you have used a describe table and you are comparing with the site apex with the last record. So no problem, guys. System automatically gives a at last. When you use an at last, every time in the last record, it goes to the at last event and at, which is an event. So which will be triggered for the last record. Control C, Control V. And guys, suppose if I want to do sum, where we will do a sum, guys, on which record you will do in a sum. Huh? See, orders 100 is the order. On which order, on which record I need to do any sum price, correct? Record. So 1, 2, 3. Normally, how do you do the mathematics, guys? If you want to do the sum, 1, 2, 3. After 3 records, I will do in a sum year, right? That means after end of the records, you are going to do in a sum. Is it correct or wrong? So after the end of the same kind of records, you are going to do in a sum. So this is a record 100, 100, 100. So 3 records are same. So after the 3 records, I am going to do in a sum. So that means, so I will group these 3 records into one group. This is my one group, guys. These 3 records into one group. It's an 100 group. Next one is So one not true. I, I always, whenever I do any control break statements, I always what I will do is I'm going to uh, group the same kind of records, guys. Group the same kind of records. So control X. So control X. If you want to do in a group the same kind of records, you need to do in a sort. Sort is must if you want to apply in a control break statement. So maybe, so what I will do, so before applying the control break statement, okay, you must, important, you must, you must sort the internal table. So you have to sort, guys. Sort GT underscore sales by which field you have to do VBE, and which field you are going to apply the calculation. So based on the order, you need to do any calculation. So that's why I put any based on the order. So whenever you do any sort, it will group the records like this. Now one record, one group, and the second group, the where is that grouping? This is the 101 group, and this is my 103 group. So we have three groups actually. We have three groups. I did an sort, and whenever the same kind of lines are ended, I need to do in a sum, guys. I need to do in a sum. So to do that, actually, there is an event called so at end of. So it will be triggered when the same group of lines are ended. When the same group of lines are ended, the at end of event will be triggered, guys. So line comment, and every time for every event you need to use an at end. And but if you want to do a sum, guys, so I'm going to use a keyword sum. So which will sum all the numeric fields. Automatically it will sum up all the numeric fields, guys. No need to do any plus. Do this GV and sum equal to the GV sum plus the price value. You are doing in a lot of logic, right? So that's not at all required. It is going to sum up the values, guys. So it is going to sum up the values at end, guys. And also we have at end of at new, guys. So this is also one more event, and it will be triggered when the same group of lines are started, guys. Whenever the same group of lines are started, a at new event will be triggered, guys. So and at, sorry, not at end, it's an and at, guys. And so, guys, so this is the control break statement. So actually we are we have crossed the time. So 10:40, 10:35. We'll explain these statements in the tomorrow's class, guys. Okay, I'm going to explain this in the tomorrow's class. What exactly the at first and at end of and at new and at last and we will see that tomorrow. So how exactly we are going to use a control break statement. So tomorrow we'll start. We'll write a program for the control break, and day after tomorrow we'll start the modularization techniques. It's very important. This is we are going to do a lot of things with the control break statements. So tomorrow I will explain what exactly the control break and what is the program, how to develop the program by using control break statements, how to write any sums by using control break statements, guys. So that's it for the day, and thank you all. Bye bye. See you tomorrow.